Hi, this is my 5 things for March 14th, 2021. 5 things, 5 minutes, and it is Pie Day, and pie is always better than cake. Beer of the week. Westbrook in South Carolina introduced a beer called Mexican Cake in 2011. This was a serious imperial stout aged on cocoa nibs, vanilla beans, cinnamon sticks, and fresh habanero peppers. This beer comes out once a year, but like boy bands in the 80s and 90s, competitors are coming around. The most recent version I've had is a local one called Day of the Departed by Three Taverns. So this is a South American version, and I really think the only difference in this style of beer is the type of peppers, ancho and guajillo peppers. I do want to say, when it comes to these kind of beers, and by the way, this is barrel aged, the other one isn't, it really does make a difference when they have real ingredients. So the cinnamon that they actually like hand cinnamon into this beer is way better than the kind of faked extract kind of versions. It's a really good sweetness that wins, and the cinnamon bark go well with the pepper, which is pretty muted, and it's a very sweet beer. So it's a sweet, dark, joyous ride like a Somewhere News YouTube video. YouTube channel of the week. I'm calling it a tie between Hassan Abi, known as Hassan Piker, who usually tears conservatives a new one, but has room his arsenal to go after Democrats who often negotiate with themselves and lose. This week, he took apart Ben Shapiro, who he refers to as Ben Shabibi, in a debate he did about a $15 minimum wage. On the other hand, I have Kimberly T, a YouTuber I discovered thanks to The Friendly Atheist, and I believe he single-handedly doubled her subscriber base when he posted about her video on Christian TikTok. I've delved a little deeper into the channel, and you have to feel like you get a new friend when you see what your new favorite YouTuber focuses on. She likes watching videos from Christians, including a couple who saved themselves for marriage and talked about the wedding night. Somewhat cringe, but also fascinating, and another video on a website that talks about Christian sex positions. I didn't know there was a specific market for such, but yeah, please do not look at my browser history. These videos are a little more lighthearted than the pro-choice one where the comments were all pro-life and made me all the ads. Pandemic TV of the week. I've been binging For All Mankind, even though the bastards at Apple TV Plus have only posted one episode a week. Sometimes you get those episodes that have a lot of plot, but also feel somewhat padded because they have to get to the 10 episodes. And sometimes I feel like the astronaut who has PTSD, and then the other one who has a giant dose of radiation and somehow hit it, that those might pay off in a bad way. In Netflix news, we just finished a show called Marcella, which is Marcella for the Brit types, a show about a British cop who is the anti-hero all the way, except she's a woman, willing to do anything to further her personal goals and to get the bad guy. Or is it a guy? It's a rough go with every character having a decision to make and always picking the wrong one. In season 2, there were, like in season 1, many threads, and a lot of them didn't seem to intersect. And then they did for a while, and then some of them got dropped. This is how TV goes. And the end of the season gave you that, how dark can they go? Oh, that dark. And it felt like that could have been the end, but no, there's a season 3. Book of the week. Culture Warlords by Telia Lavin. I tried to get her in the show after she showed up on Minds IRL, the latest gathering of alt-right grifters from the people who brought you MythCon. She came to this conference because Talia has been trying to expose right-wingers for years, and her recent book is her story of being harassed online, kind of what it's like dealing with alt-right people online and offline. She fights back by creating online personas to infiltrate these right-wing spaces, including playing a gun-loving Aryan goddess from Iowa who ends up exposing some love-sick conservatives from around the world. If you think shit is fucked up, read this book and either you will nod with the understanding of a person who's seen too much or be shocked into knowing that we have a long way to go. So this week's episode of the show, I found Casey Brink while preparing for the Dustin Williams Atheist Nomads interview a few weeks ago, and thought it made sense to actually have someone on who wasn't just whining about the news. He's trying to at least let our elected officials know that 1, atheists exist, and 2, giving Christians extra rights is not a good thing. He did mention a whole thing about Christian nationalism after we stopped recording, so yeah, we'll have to get into that later. So I was able to get my 5 things in 5 minutes. It wasn't looking good around number 3. So we're just going to say, stay skeptical, my friends.